everyone, and welcome back to Letting Go of Her podcast. Um, so today I want to very selfishly talk about myself. Well, I guess technically speaking, I kind of talk about myself in every episode, but I want to specifically talk about myself today. um, so today, the day that I am recording this, it is 5 days until my birthday. I will be turning 35, which is exciting but scary all at the same time, because I've realized that, I'm heading in the opposite direction, right? Like, I'm obviously not getting any younger. My body feels it, my stomach feels it. Everything is starting to feel, I don't want to say like going down the drain because it's not. I know that it is a privilege to age, and I'm not necessarily aging, but with today's society, you think 35 and you're like, oof, and you start to think like, I need Botox now. I need filler. I need all of this, right? Because we're unfortunately comparing ourselves to everything that we see on social media, and all of the celebrities that are like 5, 10 ish years older than me are all like, they all look like they're aging in reverse, right? Like, I'm just like, how are they not having any wrinkles on their foreheads or anything? Because I am. But that is all like, that's all fake, right? That's not realistically, I mean, yes, it is what they look like, but that's not what they're supposed to look like, because there are cosmetic procedures and makeup and lighting and all of that stuff, right? Editing that they don't show, right? Like, no celebrity, no famous person like shows what their face, what their skin truly looks like. And even if they do, it's still full of probably Botox and fillers and all of that stuff. And I'm not saying that any of that stuff is wrong. I just personally know myself, and I know my own like health anxiety that I have, that I would probably freak out over having any sort of procedure or anything done, right? Because I'd be afraid of there being some sort of allergic reaction or something that goes on or wrong with my body. So I just, would not do that. If it became medically necessary, I know that like Botox and stuff can be used medically for certain things. I do have TMJ, and as of right now, I have been able to kind of manage it and control it. But if it were to get worse, I know that, masseter Botox or something. Yeah. Like, could be an ideal treatment, right? So like, if it were to ever to occur, or it would ever need to become medically necessary, I would do it. But in order for me to prevent myself from looking older, I probably would not. But I'm not going to lie and say that I don't do anything to prevent myself from looking like I'm aging, because I do. Um, I wear sunscreen, obnoxiously, not obnoxiously, but I do wear sunscreen and reapply the sunscreen, especially during the summer when the sun is like super, super bright. Um, I do use like a retinol. I do use like peptides, like I do I do try and do all of those things to keep my skin, my face, I guess, looking young and fresh, right? And it's unfortunately, I'm falling into the pressures of society that like aging is bad and aging is ugly, right? Which it is not. Um but those are just little things that I do. I did just get bangs, and I made a joke because I saw a video on TikTok over like bangs are cheaper than Botox, right? um and it's funny because like, literally the other day I was like looking at myself in the mirror, and I noticed like some deep lines in my forehead, but only like on my right side of my face, not the left side. So I'm like, I wonder if I'm more expressive on the right side than the left side, right? And I saw them and I was like, and but it's funny because yesterday I was scrolling through my photos because I was looking for a specific photo, and apparently I noticed them back in like November, because there's a photo of me that I took, like a selfie of myself like pointing, I had my fingers like right at my forehead where those lines were. So I guess like I had already noticed them, and then I forgot about them, and then I re-noticed them again. So And because I have OCD, it's like the only thing I can think about and the only thing that I think that people are looking at my face, you know? So that's been fun. And I did get bangs, and not necessarily for the fact that because Botox is cheaper. Although now that I think about it, like maybe that was subconsciously why I got bangs. But I got bangs because I have always wanted bangs, and I always like would cut my hair. Like I got like curtain bangs, but I would always be like, well, don't cut them too short. But like also, yes, cut them too short. Like I wasn't ready to bite the bullet. And finally I made an appointment with the girl who had cut my hair the last time. And I was like, I was like, I need a bang trim. And she's like, okay. And I sat in her chair and she's like, are we going to do it? And I'm like, I think we're going to do it. And she's like, all right. And so she just cut them for me. And um, I'm not going to lie. I've been obsessed now with them. I wasn't so much right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, I was like, oh no, what did I do? And I tried my best to like hide them. Like I tried to keep the split in the middle, and make it look like I didn't have bangs. But they're short enough to where like if I'm moving around, they're gonna fall to the middle of my face and they're gonna, or yeah, the middle of my forehead. And there's just no denying it now that I have bangs. And another reason why I was afraid of getting bangs was because they do take more time to style, and they do get greasier. So like you have to kind of constantly wash your bangs. Like I've had to wash them like every other day because they get greasy, not too greasy, but like to the point where like they're just not gonna style right. So I've had to just wash my bangs because I don't wash my hair that often. So I didn't want to add like an extra step into like my morning routine of like getting ready, right? But honestly, it's not so bad. I like wash them and then I just blow dry them and then I'm out the door and that's it. So it didn't, I mean, does it add maybe an extra like 10-ish minutes? Like sure in theory, but it's fine. It's really fine. And I've been enjoying them. Yesterday I think I got the best compliment about my bangs. Someone said that I look like Mary Jane from Spider-Man. And I was like, okay, I will take that. I don't know which Mary Jane from which Spider-Man movie, but it's fine. I would take the compliment. Also, somebody said that having bangs makes me look younger. So, as I'm reaching the eve of turning 35 and reaching my mid 30s, that was another great compliment that made me feel good. And so yeah, am I going to keep the bangs? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I've always liked myself with bangs, but I just didn't have the guts to just do it until I sat in her chair and she's like, "Are we going to do it?" And I'm like, "We're going to do it." And we did. And yeah, it's been fun. But I did want to talk specifically about my birthday. My birthday has always been like a very like triggering event, I guess. Um Simply because it reminds me of like what I wish I had and what I don't have, and I am still working very hard. And honestly, like every time around like the time that my birthday comes, I always pray that the Lord can help change my heart, because I don't want to have a angry or sad or a bitter like feeling towards my birthday, right? Like I should be grateful that I'm turning another year older, that the Lord granted me another year of life. um and so it's something that like I'm still working on, but there are moments where I'm just reminded of like what I don't have. But this year I want to focus more on like, I might not have what I thought I've always wanted, but I have so much more because the Lord never abandoned me and the Lord gave me something so much far greater. My birthday is a time that I am uh, reminded that I have never been a priority in certain people's lives. Um, and that is very triggering because the internal dialogue that runs through my head is like, you're a burden, you were never meant to exist, you're a mistake, So when my birthday comes along and when it feels like certain people are not putting certain effort into celebrating my birthday, it just reminds me of like, well, they're not celebrating you because you were never meant to exist, you were a mistake, you're a burden to everyone, right? And It sounds like kind of silly. I'm like, I'm 35 years old and I'm still having this very like childlike, very like victim mentality over my birthday, right? And last night I was praying and I'm like, Lord, like I don't want to think that way anymore. Like I don't want my birthday to be a reminder of the bad. Like I want my birthday to be a reminder of the good. And so every year for my birthday, or at least like most years, not every year, but most years, I always plan something for myself. And that, in itself makes me sad because I'm like, well, I wish I had people that would plan something for me, or I wish I would have people that would surprise me, right? Um, and I just have to throw it out there that I'm not talking about my husband. um, my husband, as little as he enjoys celebrating his own birthday, he does make an effort to celebrate mine. Um, and that and that's that. So I just had to throw it out there that it's not my husband. um but I always end up doing something for myself because I'm like, well, if I don't do something, then like no one's gonna celebrate me, no one's gonna remember that it's even my birthday, right? And then that just like spirals my negative thinking into like, I always remember everyone's birthday and I always find little gifts or little things to like give other people, but I can't remember the last time that someone remembered my birthday because I didn't mention it, right? And I just kept praying to the Lord. I'm like, Lord, like I don't want to think that way either, right? Like I don't want to think that I deserve, I don't know, surprises or gifts or whatever it is that my mind thinks that it wants. Like I don't I don't want to think that way either, right? Um and it's like I constantly am disappointing myself because I have these unrealistic expectations of other people, knowing that like these people have never done anything like that. So like what in the right frame of mind would make me think that they would do that now? I don't know. It's been a big battle. And my birthday is always just that sensitive time where it's like, ugh, I'm reminded of I'm reminded of what I don't have. And that's a very sad place to be. Um and I've been really praying to God. I'm like, God, like I'm too old for this. Like I'm too old to be thinking this. Like I'm too old to be wasting any energy on this, right? Like Lord, help me be grateful. Help me be grateful for like the people who do come and celebrate me, for the people who do love and enjoy my presence. um like help me be thankful that I'm like alive for another year. And I guess that's like my second ish point that I kind of wanted to talk about my birthday and why it's like so triggering. um there were different parts or different times, I guess, in my life where I didn't want to make it to my next birthday. I remember right before turning 14, I I didn't want to make it to my next birthday. Um and then again right before I turned 21, I didn't want to make it to that birthday. I just wanted it all to end. And then between the ages of like 32, 33, 34, my anxiety was just so bad that every day it felt like that was the last day of my life. Um, and so, as I'm here on the eve ish of my 35th birthday, I am reminded of God's goodness. I am reminded that even during those moments, even though those moments where I was literally on my knees, like crying out to the Lord, like, Lord, please take me. Like, please, I don't care how or what. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't be here anymore. Like, please take me. I don't want to grow older. I don't want another year in my life. I don't want another day. I don't want another moment, another second. Like, please just take me now. But God said, no, no. And it's like moments like that where if I sit down and think about it, and when I start to think of that negative internal monologue that I have of like, you're a burden, you're a mistake, you're never meant to be here, you're never meant to exist. But the fact that God didn't answer my prayer is that I was meant to exist and I was meant to be here. and that I do have a purpose here on earth. Now, I don't know what that is. Every time I feel like I know what direction my life is going in, something else gets thrown at me, right? Um, but that's what I want to be reminded of. I don't want my birthday to be a reminder of like, oh, well, this sucks, right? Like, I don't want my birthday to be a reminder that one, I'm getting older. Um, two, my life is fleeting away, right? Like the enemy likes to whisper in my ear. Or three, that like I don't have people that make the effort to want to celebrate me. I want my birthday to be a reminder of all the times I didn't want to make it to my next birthday, but God got me through it. And God pushed me through it. But not that, but God that never abandoned me through any of those hardships and said, I'm not done with you yet. And, you know, I'm still here. I make a big deal out of my birthday every year by throwing myself um, a birthday party because I'm celebrating another year that the devil didn't get me, another year that the devil didn't shoot me down, another year that I defeated all of the devil's schemes, all the times that he whispered all the negative things, that I'm a burden, that I'm a mistake, that I was never meant to be here, that I would be better off gone. It's another year that I get to say, ha. And many times in my life, he's tried. Oh man, has he tried? Tried so hard. And many times that he almost defeat me. So many times did he almost get to me. So many times did I actually believe everything he would say to me. And there are moments where I still do. I still believe it. There are moments where I'm like, ugh, I'm not worthy of this. Ugh, I don't belong here. Ugh, I'm a mistake. No, I shouldn't be here. But God's love surpasses all of that because every day that I go to bed, I'm reminded of everything that is good in my life, right? And all that good stuff isn't given to me by the devil. That good stuff is given to me by God. And I know that God allows these hardships because it always brings me closer to Him. And so I take it and I accept it. And I said, okay, Lord, I get it. I get that I still suffer with some unbelief because of these very deeply rooted insecurities that I have, these very deeply rooted ideas the enemy has put into my head. Um, but I know that the Lord is very patient with me and very gracious with me. And He's like, okay, it's okay. One more year. One more year of me showing you my goodness so that you can continue to fully believe in me and fully trust in me and know that I fully love you. And honestly, now that I am getting older, I have become, I don't want to say less apologetic, but less apologetic about doing things that I want to do. So if I want to throw myself a birthday party and celebrate my birthday with whomever, I'm I'm gonna do it because nobody needs to know my backstory, although I just shared it on this podcast. But nobody needs to know my backstory as to why I think my birthday is a huge deal. But it is a huge deal. Because not only is it another year that I defeated the devil, it's another year that God has given me to live. And that is something that we should all be grateful for. So I guess my prayer for today is that the Lord remind me of his goodness. That the Lord reminds me that he loves me and that he makes no mistakes. That everything he does is with an intention. And although I might not know what it is, what the purpose of it is, I know that I just need to be obedient to the Lord. And one day I will see the fruits of it all. And maybe I'm even seeing the fruits of it now, but I'm so consumed with what the enemy is telling me that I don't even notice. So I pray that the Lord just remove those hands over my eyes so that I can see that. And I just pray for anyone out there. Maybe you too want to be celebrated. Maybe you too want to be recognized. And maybe not just on your birthday, but maybe just like in your everyday life, you know? Maybe sometimes you're like, well, I wish someone would see what I do. And I would wish someone would appreciate me a little bit more. I wish someone would just, I don't know, surprise me with a rose, you know, like just something. I pray that you know, or that you would know that humans are humans, and humans are sinners, and humans make mistakes, and humans kind of suck sometimes. Um, but our God, the ultimate God of the universe, loves you, and He sees you, and He recognizes you, and He appreciates you, and He loves you. And I pray that those hands from your eyes can be removed also, so that you can see all of God's goodness in your life. And I pray this all in your Son's name. Amen. Today, I am learning to let go of the lies that the enemy whispers in my ear, that I am a mistake and that I was never meant to exist. Because each year, each new year that God gives me to live is a reminder that I was supposed to be here and that He's not done with me yet. Because I am a new creation.